Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our study of love. We're still in chapter 2, trying to figure out what is love. 1 Corinthians 13 tells us love is not self-seeking or selfish. Right? Now we're going to go to Micah chapter 3, verses 9 through 12, and this is from the Christian Standard Bible. Listen to this, leaders of the house of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel, who abhor justice and pervert everything that is right, who build Zion with bloodshed and Jerusalem with injustice. Her leaders issue rulings for a bribe, her priests teach for payment, and her prophets practice divination for silver. Yet they lean on the Lord, saying, Isn't the Lord among us? No disaster will overtake us. Therefore, because of you, Zion will be plowed like a field, Jerusalem will become ruins, and the temple's mountain will be a high thicket. All right, so all the ruling classes of the land are guilty, right? They're not doing their duties out of honor, but for reward, selfish gain. They delude themselves by thinking they're protected by God's favor because they claim to act in his name, but they do not follow his statutes for conduct and acting fairly and being just and even. They thought that because God dwelled in the temple that they were beyond reproach of divine judgment. Instead, God left his temple because of the sinfulness of the people, and the nation would be destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar in 586 BC. This is a running theme in the Bible, right? We are going through Jeremiah right now, and Ezekiel is also similar to this. Again, a lot of repetition and principles throughout the Bible. Now, we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 23, 24, and 33. And this is in the NLT. You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. I, too, try to please everyone in everything I do. I don't just do what is best for me. I do what is best for others so that many may be saved. And you should imitate me just as I imitate Christ. All right, so Paul is discussing the two principles for Christian liberty. Edification, which is the building up of Christian doctrine, over gratification, and others over self. Core virtues of Christianity are selflessness and humility. So, if you want to say you're a believer, then don't just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. All right. Now, we're going to go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 5. And this is out of the ESV, English Standard Version. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. I refer to this one a lot. This passage definitely refers to this age. It's a time since the first coming of Christ. It warns that many will be the exact opposite of Christians, acting selfishly and evil. It really sounds like a description of modern times, overrun with narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. But hey. An appearance of godliness, but denying its power, refers to people's outward, superficial image. Being that of a Christian, but their actions not matching their words and their claim beliefs, thus making these false teachers very dangerous. That's your wolves in sheep's clothing. That's the people who claim to be Christians, but don't act like it, and then make it bad for everybody involved. Yeah, stay away from those people. All right. Here's some good questions. This is the questions for reflection on this section. All that wrong. Question 23. Do you think that acting selfishly is actually self-serving or contradictory to self-interest? Ponder that one. Question 24. What do you think is the difference between self-love, which is healthy self-care, and selfishness, which is a lack of empathy to others? Question 25. How has selfishness, both your own and that of others, affected your relationships? Again, this is a study of love. And we're not just talking romantic love, relationships, knowing one another, friends, family. If you're walking in love, this is all stuff you need to know. Anyway, that's it for this section. I'll see you in the next one.